It is 12 p.m. and I've already cried tears of frustration. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I'm so excited for today's video. I feel like I've just been trying to be a little bit more experimental with my content, and I feel like some days I just love to yap and some days I like to zip, like I like to be quiet. But I feel like today I want to zip, but I know I probably need a yap and just like spend some good time with myself at home, like not out and about. So this is gonna be vlogging like we're on FaceTime, homebody edition, because I don't want to leave the house today. Like I just really want to sit in my room, stay in my house, and just really come back to myself. I feel like I've had honestly just an interesting like morning, and that's why I'm starting at 12 p.m. instead of like 8 a.m. I got up this morning, I finished editing a video, got into my Bible time, which was so good. Challenging myself in this vlog to not delete any of the clips that I filmed. Like every clip needs to be put in this vlog unless God's like, no, don't put it in there. And we got some matcha from H-Mart the other day. It is so good. We have this chocolate chip cookie butter coffee creamer that I put inside of it. Chef's kiss. I'm gonna drink a lot of water while I sip on this matcha and be productive for the day. I'm going to listen to this 𝐜𝐫𝐞𝐿 podcast. It's the When God Hasn't Done It Yet. Sometimes when school doesn't like work out the way you think it's gonna work out, especially when it comes to just like, I don't know, working plans and things of that nature, I get super stressed and overwhelmed. And I literally just had to shed a few tears of just overwhelmment and then be like, but I serve a God who's already solved this. Like I literally was reading Genesis this morning and about him creating the heavens and the earth, and I was like, I'm crying over something that I cannot control, and that's why I'm crying, is because I cannot control it and all I can do is just give it to God. And I'm just frustrated, especially when you've been working on something for a while and it still does not come to fruition and you're like, oh my goodness, like I'm just exhausted. And like that's what I shed like the tears of just pure like frustration and exhaustion for like my human strength, because I was like, I can't figure this out. I cannot figure this out for the life of me. And I read Genesis this morning and literally was about God creating the heavens and the earth, and I was like, I am frustrated, literally crying tears of frustration over this thing when my Father has created this entire world. He's created everything. He's created the breath that I breathe. This is nothing to him. Like he has this. And I don't even know how we got there.
There's a releasing of peace, of healing power, whether if it's physical, emotional, mental, spiritual. Come to your feet today, knowing that something is going to be done. That God, at the beginning of this video or the beginning of this podcast or the beginning of this word, we're not going to leave this the same, Father. I have faith in that.
I paused the Save Not Soft podcast episode, but it was so good. We are going to resume it, but I have to run outside to take some promotional pictures. We're going to go outside and take some pictures, but I had to put some sweatpants on because in Texas this summer we've had the West Nile virus with mosquitoes, so I try to put like sweats on or like something long sleeve so I do not get like bit to shreds. If you guys have never met my cat, I have two of them. This is one of them. This is Blue Buddy. I think of butts. We found him in a forest. I think I'm just gonna use this turf for the promotional. Tried this setup. And I'm gonna use my phone. I usually will use a camera of sorts, but I'm gonna use my phone for this one because I like to switch between the quality of like my phone and the professional camera. So let's see. And I have to do video, so I like have video on 4K, and that's how I film it to like match the quality of my camera. Found another spot to film. I have this little like, I don't even know, it's like an upside down planner's box, and I'm gonna film the product on the planner's box, and I feel like that would look really cute. Planner shots are done. I think I now want to film like kind of up in the trees, like so you can see the product with the trees. Arrived at the wooden panel that's just back here in my backyard. Oh, there's a wasp. But I'm gonna see how I can do this. We're back inside. I thought I avoided getting bit, but I for sure have a bite on my foot. But now that those promotional videos are taken, I'm now gonna lock in and edit them and get them all ready. So yeah, probably gonna resume the Save Not Soft podcast episode while I edit and like form everything, just because I usually have something playing when I'm editing things like this. So, the new Bible plan I started was 30 Days with Jesus. It's supposed to be experiencing God's presence or Jesus's presence throughout the Old and New Testaments, and so it has you in like both the old and new at the same time, which I really enjoyed. I just finished her last, because this is by Lisa Turkhurst. I just finished her 40 Days on Longing Bible study. And I bought another Bible study and I thought I was going to use that one, and then it came and I was like, I don't like it as much. And then I just started receiving so much confirmation about the fact that I need to go back to the Gospels, even though I just finished 30 Days in the Gospels before I did the Longing Bible study. But, you know, never too much Jesus. But like today was Adam and Eve, and I think it's in order too of like how the Bible's presented. So this was Adam and Eve, and we were in Genesis 1-2, and then also Luke 3. That I learned this morning that really I remembered what I wanted to say is that in Genesis 3, when God is like giving Adam and Eve their consequences and everything, one of the things that he does for them is that he gives them like clothes to put on. And I thought that was just such a sweet little detail that God pointed out to me, of the fact that like they were naked since the beginning, but they did not know they were naked until they sinned, because sin brings shame. And they did not know they were naked until they sinned against themselves, against God. And their acknowledge and awareness of their nakedness was brought on by their sin. But God still, at the end of Genesis 3, is like, here you go, and here's some clothes. And it's just like a reminder that like we will sin against ourselves, and God will be like, here you go, come here, let me put some clothes on you, let me fix you up. Even though we are literally facing the consequences of our own actions, God will come and like clean up the pieces as if it was him, like as if he was the one who like made them be aware that they were naked. It was them who made themselves be aware that they were naked, but he was like, okay, you're aware of you're naked, it's really bothering you now. It should have never bothered you, but because of sin entering, it's now bothering you. Let me give you some clothes. Okay, gave him some clothes. And I don't know, it was just so, I don't know, it was just so interesting to me that like literally stuff that was supposed to be meant for good, we will turn for bad. And God's like, okay, they can't even receive it how it's supposed to be received anymore. Let me go ahead and give them what they need so they can receive all that they have in their life now. And I just thought that was so cool.
Because he almost made it last time, Justin. He didn't put his arm on the other phone voltage.
Ain't gonna do it. No! I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I did just fall asleep for 2 hours. Watching Ashley Hetherington. I'm watching one of her Holy Girl Diaries because I love watching her videos.
From him. You're stealing from the enemy. Like, you're literally you're helping the Lord save people. Wow. And he hates that. So if anything is encouraging, it's encouraging. Yeah. Nothing will be taken from you. Yeah, anyway, sorry, I took that over.
And I feel like anytime I watch any Christian content, it just reminds me of why I watch the people that I watch. That was just, for a little context, they were just talking about the fact that like the devil is actually such a hater to children of God, especially children of God who are doing things progressive for the kingdom. Thinking about the fact that you need to like remember that every single day. And I feel like that is just a really good reminder, especially for the day that I had. Like, I started this vlog with telling you guys about like how I literally was crying in frustration about a situation that I was facing, just because I was like, I simply feel like I cannot do anything. And that's what the devil wants you to feel like. He wants you to feel like you have no control, that you are just nobody, like that nothing you will ever do will help. And that's when you have to remind him of whose kid you are and who you are, because you are a child of God. In my Bible study this morning, I love the wraparound, they were talking about dignity, and dignified is one of my words for my year of 22. The Bible study broke it down and said we have dignity because of who we are in Christ, because of who our Father is. Like, that's what gives us dignity. And so every day you just have to remember whose kid you are and what dignity you bring and what destiny you have because of the dignity you have as an heir of Christ. You just have to remember that. And that was just so like coincidental that they were talking about like how the devil really does hate believers, hate people who are progressing the kingdom of God, because he's like, that's the polar opposite of what I want you to be doing. So if you're facing some hardship lately and you're like, I just feel like I need to give up, like I feel like God's not listening to me anymore, I feel like I'm not making it like an impact, I feel like nothing's going right in my life, remember that that is the devil trying to make you feel like nothing you're doing is right, because everything you are doing is progressing the kingdom of God. Or it's God trying to humble you and return you back to him and just be like, hey, my daughter, you are trying to do a lot in your own strength. I need to remind you that you are still just a girl, and that the devil is going to be trying to attack you, and the only way you can fight off these fights is if you stand in the shadow of my wings. Like, I need you to come so I can fight for you. I can't fight for you if you're at the front lines, because I may, you know, imagine, but like imagine that though. I'm just imagining this. Imagine, I'm going to do this with my plushies. Imagine two people fighting on the front lines, but they have not discussed their plan with each other. So this is us, this is God. Obviously, he's going to be the bigger one. I just will not even fathom how big he is. But this is us, and this is God. Actually, let me use my big plushie for this. This is us, and this is God fighting on the front lines for us. But they have not discussed their plan, and both of them are on the front lines. Sorry, God, let me hold you better. They have not discussed their plans. So this is God trying to fight, and he's going forward. He's going forward, but we keep stepping in front of him. And he's like, hey, let me do what I need to do, because you are going to get crushed out here on the front line. Ooh, that is so good. You're going to get crushed out here on the front line trying to fight a battle that was never meant for you. So please, step to the side so you won't get crushed, hammered, defeated in the midst of me still fighting your battle for you. Because that's what will happen. Shout out to my plushies for that great demonstration. Keep trying to fight the battles that are meant for God to fight. You're going to get hurt. You're going to get hurt because you are still in the front. You are still in those battle lines. And God's like, sit down. Please sit down. I'm so much... You saw how big that plushie was. That doesn't even compare to how much bigger God is than us. Like, he's like, this is so much bigger than you, and I'm so much bigger than you. So please allow me to fight this fight, because this is my fight. This is not your fight. This is my fight. He's coming after you because you're connected to me. Oh, that is so good. I'm about to work out soon, but before we work out, I feel like I need to order myself some noodles that I've been wanting. I'm not ordering, like, Grubhubbing them. I'm literally ordering them off of Amazon. It's these noodles. These noodles are my absolute favorite. These. It is, can you see them? These noodles are so good. Now, don't go and sell them out, but it's the pink buldak ramen by Samyang. They're so good. But I need to take a thumbnail for this video. I feel like something that I have not showed you guys is like how I film videos. Or no, not how I film videos, but like how I do the thumbnails. I've been trying to get better at my thumbnails. Literally been praying over my thumbnails of like, God, give me a good thumbnail idea. So we have to take some pictures. So y'all are just gonna watch me take thumbnail pictures. Hello, we are out of the shower and we got the fruit that we promised ourselves that we were gonna get earlier. I made myself a yogurt bowl with the fresh peaches we had in our fridge, and I just put some walnuts, some coconut flakes, and a little bit of syrup. And I'm about to chow down. I need to eat dinner, but I don't know what I want to eat for dinner. And I put some chocolate granola, but I don't know what I want to eat for dinner, so I feel like I need to eat something like in the meantime so I won't be like super hungry by the time dinner comes. Does that make sense? Today was a really restful day, a really rejuvenating day, especially for me spiritually. Like, me and God talked about a lot of things. I feel like I just, like, I don't know. I feel like as a believer, often you have days where you just get your bearings with God straight, and then the next day you have to do it all over again. But I'm glad that I could wake up every single day and like get a chance to recoup and talk to God. I think just chill, maybe watch some K-pop content. I've watched I usually watch, at least these days, I'm watching a lot more K-pop content than normal, because I've like recently went to an '80s concert. It just reminded me of how many wholesome K-pop artists that there truly is. Like, K-pop artists, like, if you look at their lives, like, they live such simple lives, and I love like people who just live simple, plain, just regular schmegular lives. And when you watch K-pop artists like vlogs on their days off, they're just living a simple, regular schmegular life, and I love watching vlogs like that lately, so I may do that. But I want to thank you guys so much for spending the day with me, for being on FaceTime with me for however long this video is. I thank you guys so much for watching. I pray you enjoyed this video, you laughed with me, you nodded with me, you got some confirmation or just some good advice. I thank you guys so much for watching, and I pray you always remember to protect your peace. Bye! Thank you so much for watching.